Hello, and welcome to episode 33 of the Spicy Homemaker podcast. My name is Melissa, and this is a podcast about knitting and creative living. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for taking the time to check out my podcast. And if you're a returning viewer, well, hello. Hello, I'm so glad to be back here with you and to chat about some knitting and what we love, right? What's been going on? Before we hit that really quick, because I know it has again been quite some time since we have chatted, but today is August 5th. It's Saturday. I am here in the Midwest of the United States, Edwardsville, Illinois. And why is August 5th important? You may be thinking, if you're in the Midwest, well, Stitches is going on right now, which is a fabulous, it's not a retreat. What do you call that? Yarny event to go to. But it is also my daughter's birthday today, Ruby Jane. She is 4 years old today. And while I am missing everybody at Stitches and wish I could be there with you guys, just had to be here and celebrate with little Ruby because you only turn 4 once, right? Sounds like she just woke up from her nap and I can hear those little feet running everywhere. So we're going to try to keep this to a minimum today. Anyways, what's been going on? Well, if I look back on my last few podcasts, I think I'd probably be a little irritated and annoyed with myself because I have a feeling they've been very spread out. They have not been consistent in quite some time, and for that I do apologize. And I think that many of my beginnings and what I've been doing have been similar. So I am sorry. I do want to keep this short and sweet, what's been going on, Cliff Note version, as much as possible. But to give you an idea, I think it might be best represented in a song or a tune, if you will. Wait a second. I think that's the song in Deliverance. I was going for country, but not that flavor of country, okay? And I don't even know if that's... We might edit that out. If you're still watching this and I didn't edit it out, I don't know if I should say sorry or... Oh, well, I'm not going to sing. That's a good thing. So, anyways, what I was trying to imply is that my life, for more than I care to admit, has kind of resembled a country western song. And not this past week, but the week before that, in like less than 7 days, I'll give you that little rundown here in a minute. It was just pretty horrific. But it's not what I'm here to do. This is not just quickly, let's just go over it. Let's try to do a bulleted format. Told you there was a test I needed to pass for my job. Did not pass it. That really stunk. I am not a person who doesn't pass tests, but for whatever reason, this test has kicked my butt more than once. Didn't pass it, and that meant I lost the position in my company. Went back to my old job, which I never thought I would be glad to go back to. One, because it meant I'm gainfully employed, but also two, sometimes you don't really realize that was a better fit until you go somewhere else, but it really was. So that's that. The method of which I went back to that job really kind of kicked me in the shorts with the pride thing. But having said that, like about a week or so ago, there was this period of like 5 days where I found out that because I switched the positions, I took and didn't pass the test. I took a significant salary cut, which is a very big deal right now because our family is going through a we're going through a big change that is going to require legal fees and whatnot. And how much do you share? So much oversharing on social media. I really don't want to be that person, so I'm going to kind of just let that lie right there. It's been really tough for a long time, but then on top of that, in that particular 5-day window there, my mother totaled my son's car. She's perfectly fine, but it's completely totaled, beyond repair. He just turned 15 in July, and he was really looking forward to learning how to drive because he had his own car, and he was just very proud of that. It's gone. We have insurance. It's going to be fine. Fairly large deductible. I am not a person who's concerned with money, but I got to be honest, money is on my mind quite a bit these days. So that was just like and then I think, there was a couple other big things, but let's just let it go there. Let's just go on to happy yarny things, shall we? But it's been hard. I have been on Ravelry again. I'm sorry, because I really thought that I was going to be different. I've been a huge flake. My past conduct before the last few months, I was not such. You guys know that. People who've been with the podcast from the beginning, it just wasn't. So it's just been more challenging for longer than I expected, and it's going to be challenging for probably longer than it'd be expected. But I'm doing my very, very best to get back in the saddle, because honestly, even though it is challenging to do normal life sometimes right now, I do feel better when I do it. And I'm still working a million hours, mostly every day, whatever, blah, the end, okay? Let's move on. That is plenty right there. If you've sent me something on Ravelry, I am going through them. Like I said, I've been really bad about getting back to people, but I have read everything. I've been in the group sporadically. I am reading everything. Thank you so much. There's a couple ladies that have really been good about trying to keep things moving consistently for me. I really appreciate you guys. Mel and Candy and Sue, you guys, thank you. And if I'm missing someone, I'm so sorry. But you guys have been great. Thank you for just just being those little happy party mixers and saying hello to people and greeting them. I will be back. I will, because this period will not last forever. It won't. It can't. Okay, guys, Rhinebeck. Let's get on to happier things. Rhinebeck. Oh my gosh, Rhinebeck. I'm so excited. It is around the corner, and I'm telling you what, because I usually work 7 days a week now, that will be such a relief. I'm also going to get surgery on an eyeball, one eye. I'm not a candidate for LASIK apparently, so they're going to do this PRK to one eye, which basically means they sand it down and it heals for 8 weeks, and then I have great vision again. Who knew, right? But that's coming up in 2 weeks, and that'll get me a couple days off too. So you get your time off where you can. I did take Ruby's birthday off, but Rhinebeck, oh my gosh, I just know this is going to be amazing. I'm rooming with Jody and Tracy of the Grocery Girls. I'm bringing Depends because I know I'm going to be laughing hysterically nonstop. I mean, Jody and Tracy, they're hysterical, right? And then Nicole from Hugh Loco and one of her friends is going to also room with us. We got a house, and I'm really excited about that. It's just going to be, I just know it's going to be so good for the soul, and looking forward to it. But with that, let's talk about a new event. We're going to be there from Thursday to Monday, and oh gosh, I'm feeling like stuff like hanging on me. You ever get that with long hair? You just kind of feel that hair hanging somewhere, and it's just like tickling you. It's like, oh, I need a roller. Anyways, Needles Up. Have you guys heard about that? Needles Up. I am so excited because before Rhinebeck, so Rhinebeck is basically the heart of Rhinebeck is Saturday and Sunday at the fairgrounds, right? Huge event. Huge, right? I mean, thousands upon thousands of crafty people come to this thing. It's just awesome. If you haven't been, I highly recommend it. It's such a wonderful experience. It is a beautiful place, and it's a place where you're with your people. It is just so amazing, and it's so wonderful, and it's just beautiful. There's just nothing bad about it. But Friday night, almost everybody's there on Friday. You're getting there because you want to get there early on Saturday. So Indie Untangled happens on Friday night, which is a great event, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I've always felt like there's just more that can be done. Because there's so many people. There's just so much room for so much more. And last year, Jill Draper opened her studio up for people to see. She was fairly close by, which I thought was fabulous. That was cool. I didn't go to that, but I heard great things about it. But this year we have Needles Up, and that is with Sue from Legacy Knits, or Legacy Fiber Arts, and then also Legacy Knits, the podcast. and Andy from Andre Sunitz, they came together and said, hey, let's do another event in Rhinebeck. India Untangled is in Kingston, which is about a 15 to 20 minute drive, not long at all, but this is going to be in Rhinebeck. It's going to be in a historic house, and basically what they're offering is, to describe it in the best way possible, is like a boutique experience. It's they're going to have very carefully curated vendors there, but they also are trying to have a lot of space for people to mill about and kind of knit and chat. Now, because they just did this for the first year, I have a feeling that it is going to be very, very crowded. I think that they just, I could be wrong, but I think they're not going to be able to anticipate the huge crowd this is going to draw, because it's great. It's fabulous. Let me grab my notes so I don't miss anything on this. So it's running from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. in Rhinebeck, called Needles Up, and it is free. There's a VIP thing from 2 to 3. I'll be at that with a few other people, and those were tickets. They're sold out of that already. And they're going to have, here's who's going to be there. Amy Beth from the Fat Squirrel Speaks. She will have her bags there. They are fabulous, fabulous bags. If you've never had an Amy Beth bag, I highly recommend them. I have 2 of them, and mostly because they sell out as soon as she puts them on. I mean, they're just gone. She has, once in a while, you can kind of get on there sometimes. I mean, they're beautiful fabrics, very well done. Amy's awesome. She's going to be there with her bags, and she's going to have a bag specific to Needles Up. Almost all these vendors are going to have something specific that you could only get at Needles Up. That's another key thing, because Andy's going to be there with her sock blanks. She will have a specific to Needles Up sock blank. Sue and Chelsea will be there, and they're going to have their yarn, and I believe there's going to be a colorway that's specific to Needles Up. Sucra Miniatures. I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. But she's not going to be there physically. They're going to have like a little computer set up, and she'll be on there if technology, agrees. She'll be there. But guess who's running her table? All her charms and her stitch markers are going to totally be on there, and she's going to have one specific to Needles Up too. She's fabulous. I've shown her stitch markers, as many people have, thousands of times. But Molly from A Homespun House is going to run her table, along with Amber from the Yarn Hoarder. Wow. Okay. Wow. Molly will not have her yarn because there is a lot of intricacies. They were trying to get a couple people from out of the country to sell there. It's hard having your small business and getting all those tax codes and things like that when you cross state lines. Apparently when you're out of country, it is even more of a nightmare and nearly impossible. So Molly cannot bring her yarn, but she will be there. How fabulous is that? Okay, Megan from Stockinette Zombies and Corey, who you often see as iRock Knits. She is a prolific knitter. They came up with a book, and it's just so cool. Jody and Tracy talked about it on their last podcast. They're like best friends. They go to all these knitting retreats together. They're fabulous knitters, both of them are. And they came up with a collection of patterns that they did themselves. I mean, it's so inspiring when I hear, I'm literally getting goosebumps when I hear about friends or people just in our world who somehow take what we do and share it with the public and even make an income off of it. Because some of us love this so much, we would love to make like a living out of this. And I believe both of them have like other jobs as well. But it's just really cool that they came up and I think they did a self-published book. Anyways, they're going to be there signing books. And the Classy Squid Fiber Company is going to be there. You guys, this is so it's small. It is a small venue, right? But it is this is such cream of the crop vendors that I am so excited and cannot wait to be here. Now, here's the thing you might be thinking, crap, do I have to choose between Needles Up and India Untangled? No, not at all. In fact, I'm doing both. I'm going to Needles Up first because that's from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for everybody, right? And then India Untangled from 5 to 8. We're actually staying in Rhinebeck, so I'm just going to walk over there and go to Needles Up. And then I'm not sure how long I will stay. I will stay there for a couple hours for sure, if not longer. But then I'm going to go to India Untangled. because India Untangled is amazing too. It's 5 to 8 p.m. in Kingston, and it's usually in the same hotel, which escapes my memory now. If you Google it, do India Untangled Rhinebeck, because apparently there's India Untangled in a few places. That is 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And here's the people I look forward to seeing. Volenvine, Kristen from Yarngasm, Volenvine was there last year, and it was so spectacular to actually see her yarn in person and get a hold of that. I mean, some of our favorite online indie dyers, we don't often get to see their stuff in person, and it was there. And she was right next to Spun Right Round, which is also coming. I bought more India Untangled than I did at Rhinebeck last year. And I have a feeling with Needles Up and India Untangled, I have a feeling the majority of my budget's going to go there. Budget, that dirty word. I am totally on a budget with a capital B. Canon hand-dyed. Canon hand-dyed yarns. Love them so much. I believe her name's Amy Lee. Spectacular indie dyer. She's going to be there. She's there every year, all the years I've been there. And then we have a new person. There's new people. Check out the list. I know I'm not going to do this list justice, but Nicole's going to be there. Hugh Loco. She's going to be at India Untangled. I'm so excited for her. And you guys, I just have to share this because I think this, I've said it a million times, I love, love, love our community. I love that, well over 90% of our community is about love and goodness and kindness and sharing. And this is no different, because I talk with a few of my friends here and there. I'm trying to talk to them more because it's good to have those connections with your friends. I was talking to Gabby of Once Upon a Corgi. She has a podcast, and she's a fabulous indie dyer as well. And she is really, her business is, I'm so proud of her. It's been taking off and doing just wonderful things. And I love just people who rock it, and she is totally doing that. But I was talking to her about it and saying, Nicole's flying, she's from Colorado, flying to Rhinebeck, and we're trying to coordinate all that travel. She's got to get an SUV, and she's flying, it's to set up your own booth for yarn. Yarn is squishy, but there's still a lot of things you got to carry. And I was just telling her, yeah, she's going to be there. And she says, tell Nicole if she needs some of that big stuff, the grid walls and the shelves, she can borrow mine, because Gabby's mostly local. I mean, I think it's like a 2-hour drive for her, but they're going to actually stay this year and spend the night. And she just offered that to her, So just let her know. She can borrow my stuff. I knew Nicole was going to be over the moon about that. And of course she was. I mean, it's very stressful, as you can imagine, trying to figure out how to get all your goods safely and everything that you need when you're flying and not spend $1 million shipping everything. That's our community. That is our community, and I love it. I love it, and I don't know. I love stories of inspiration, and I just feel like they're all over the place, and I'm always just feel blessed to be a part of this community. So anyways, before I just keep gushing and you guys are going to be like, Melissa, stop already. Let's move into my knit along. I have not forgotten you guys, okay? I have never, ever, ever not given any prizes for a knit along. I've never, ever, what's the word I'm looking for? Backed out, forgotten's not a word, cheated somebody out, never. Sometimes I forget to post who won, but I have always, those gifts always go out, I promise you. So this is no different. I didn't know when it was going to end. I was saying maybe through the end of August, because my thought was, you're knitting Christmas socks. Christmas sock cow. I couldn't come up with any cool hashtag or anything, but people who have tagged me in Instagram, thank you, because I love seeing stuff. Just tag me. I'm Spicy Homemaker everywhere. But we're knitting Christmas socks now, because I don't understand knitting them in December, because by the time you're done knitting them, Christmas is over. So knit them now so you can wear them during Christmas, right? But I thought, you know what? I don't know how these knit-alongs and stuff's going to go for the podcast, so let's just keep this going. We'll go ahead and do it through December, because I know there's a bunch of you who waits for new Christmas colorways to come out. Let's just keep knitting them. I'm sure there's other people who want to jump on this bandwagon now and continue to knit socks. Christmas socks. That's it. Christmas colorways. That's all you got to do. Pretty easy. Got a chatter thread up. Drew a name already. I'm going to just probably... let's say once a month, I'm going to do a winner, okay? So, I'm only drew one this time. So I'll back up. My guilt is going to work in your favor, okay? Because I know I haven't been 100% on some things. I may call in some like reinforcements here. If you are ever interested in helping out in a Ravelry group, like a little bit, let me know, because yeah, I could use a little help in there. And maybe I'll, nothing big, but let me know. I got some ideas. So anyways, who won for this particular go around? It was, I don't have the number written down either, because you know what? I kept picking me in my group. So I had to keep asking Siri to pick another number. But here's what we're going to get. Check this out, guys. Mitchell's Creations. She is amazing. I have one of her bags back here that I'm using currently. Look at these little, what is it, a llama or alpaca? How can you tell the difference? I can't when they're cartoon. I kind of can. I can whenever they're in real life form, but this I cannot tell. Maybe there is something I'm missing. But anyways, it's either a llama or alpaca bag with some mini skeins. Super cute. This is going to Tahira. I hope I'm saying your name right. Did I not write it here? But I did. She is from Brooklyn, New York. So Tahira, Tahirra. If I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. But please send me a Ravelry message and I will get this off to you in the mail. Congratulations. I love your sock, by the way, too. I didn't see what colorway you were using. If you could post that in your next one, that would be great. Very Christmassy, though. And because I've been just going on and blah, 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 talking, instead of, real quick, I want to talk about one podcast real quick. I have almost watched 0 podcasts in months. It's been bad, guys. Bad. I miss you guys so much. It's not even funny. But I did watch a new one. Brand new podcast. They have 2 podcasts out. There's a couple I want to still. I've got things in the queue that I want to see. Knitter's Gotta Knit. One half of that group, it's a duo, is Darlene from Bags by Awesome Granny. And her friend's name is Carrie, I believe. Oh gosh, I hope I got that right. Anyways, 2 friends sharing their love of knitting like a lot of the duos do, and I love it. Their stories draw me in. Their projects are really cool. I love seeing Darlene's bags at the end. You guys know I'm a fan of her bags. So if you're looking for a new podcast to mix it up, Knitter's Gotta Knit. Last I checked, they had 2 episodes out. I watched both of them. I would almost bet anything there's a 3rd one out now. So there's that. Now, we just talked about the Christmas sock cal. I want to backtrack to that because we're going to show some knitting. This is going to be slightly out of order, but I just feel like this goes right here. Because I want to show you the socks I picked. I did post it on Instagram. So these are it right here. This, I am 99.9% certain this is from my friend Lauren, who is an art teacher. She's amazing. Lauren, please tell me if this is your bag. I'm pretty sure this is what is keying me on it. There is no tag in here. I know she has an Etsy shop too, which shame on me for never mentioning that. If I'm wrong, correct me. Somebody, please, for the love of goodness. Do not let me. That's always like my worst fear. But let me show you what I'm doing. Cape Cod socks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give one of these away today too for the Christmas sock cal. This is by Sarah of Naughty Gnome. And Sarah of Naughty Gnome Crafts, and she has the Naughty Gnome podcast, she's amazingly talented. I love her. I love her podcast. I love her personality. I love her. She is just, I always get inspired by her. But let me show you. I don't think these pictures are going to probably do it justice. Maybe I'll throw in a picture of my Instagram here that I have that shows a little bit of it. But you guys, we voted, and you picked, it was a close race. It was Artistic Lily Skein or Cat's Kettle. And Cat's Kettle won by a hair. And this is called Put the Lights on the Tree, I believe. Put the Lights on the Tree, yep, by Cat's Kettle. Love this colorway. Check it out. So it's like, it is, I guess, I think this is what you call a basket weave. And I haven't gotten far in this. I actually stopped and put this down. I don't even know why. I was trying to find the bag. It was stuffed under my dresser, which I've been bad about organization has not been my strong suit these days. But look at that. It's so pretty, and I love what this pattern does to the this colorway. I love it. I am a person who goes up to, this is US 2 needles. I am one of those that I'm a tight knitter, so I always go up more than most people on needles. So there's that. And then this was there went some needles flying. This is the coordinating heel and toe I'm going to do with it. This little purpley skein that I got in a prize. I love these. I hope I get these done for Rhinebeck. I really want to wear a bunch of hand knit socks. I have a bunch of hand knit socks. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing the ones from Mina. These were from her. Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm pretty impressed at 42 that I could still do this. But anyways, I wear these all the time. They are from her sockathon. She did not knit these specifically for me, but she was kind enough to gift them to me when we did a swap. I wear them all the time. Mina, I love these socks. I do. They're so cozy and comfy, and she used Knit Picks Felici. I remember that. But just because we were mentioning bags by Awesome Granny, here's my little Notions pouch. I have the matching bag to go with this too. I love this print. It actually reminds me of my daughter Ruby. She's got lots of curly hair. All right. So that was what I'm doing for my Christmas sock for the cow. Okay, that's what I'm knitting on. Let's give someone a prize. Let's give someone that pattern. So it's the Cape Cod socks. Siri.
Yes, sexy mama.
Did you guys hear that?
I'm sorry, sexy mama. I'm afraid I can't answer that.
I totally had my phone call me sexy mama. Anyways, let's ask this question. Please pick a number between 2 and 68.
16.
16. Please don't be me again, please. Who is number 16? Let's see. That person is, oh yay, Sylvia 1002. I know her. Ooh, that is some, oh, it's candy cane yarn. Ooh, that's cute, Sylvia. So you just won the Cape Cod socks pattern. Send me a message on Ravelry and I will get that out to you. Hopefully you'll knit it with me. That would be so much fun. I like seeing that kind of stuff. I like knitting patterns with other people. I don't know why. Everything's more fun with a friend, isn't it? So there's that. Okay. I do briefly want to talk about one. No, we'll put it on the end. We'll put it on the end after we knit or after we show some knitting, because people have asked in the past and I've just never talked about it. Probably because I didn't have it going. Needle organization, in particular circular needles. We'll tag that on the end and I'll show you if you're interested. So on to FOs. Let me show you this. This is The Hitchhiker by Martina Bem. And everybody and their brother has done this except for me. And she calls it a shawlette. Now, I'll tell you what really makes me upset about this. This camera, which I do consider to be a good camera, typically the colors do pick up. It does not pick up the colors on this well at all. That looks like there's navy in there. There's no navy in here at all. This is a very jewelry toned color. I took a picture on my Instagram to show you guys because I was so, not upset, it's not like I'm crushed, but kind of irritated with how it does not show up well. This is very bright chartreusey green in there and it's just not picking up that well at all. So this color here, the mauve color, that's the Unicorn Soul by Gabby of Once Upon a Corgi. And these beautiful jewel tones with the green and the teal and the purple, because there is no navy in here. That teal I wish could show up better. It is by Rachel, who is the dyer on behind Diabolical Yarns, and this is called Vivo Forte, which she dyed for me, which means in Italian, alive and strong. That's my colorway for this year. Maybe it should have been for next year. I'm not so sure that was appropriately named considering the year it's been, but I'm still here, right? That counts for something. Anyways, this is a shawlette, and I gotta admit, so the 3 pips shawl I did, which would be considered kind of a shawlette, I love that. I love that so much. That is one of my most favorite things I ever knit. Try to throw a picture in here if I remember. But Seriously, I think that's like the most beautiful thing I've ever knit. I loved picking colors out. I love that. That was just such a joy to knit. I probably need to knit that again soon. This was great because it's all garter stitch, right? And there's these teeth, and you're supposed to do 42 of these teeth, and they call it a one skein shawlette. But I did 2 more teeth on it, and really, I loved doing it up until about probably around the 38th tooth. I was done. I just, you know how you get to that point in a project and you're just done. And I was. But I forced myself to keep going because I did not like the length of this at all. But I did 2 more, and then I called it a day because, and then here's what, my thoughts have transformed because I thought, man, I was just kind of like just not into this knit at the end. I loved the colors, I loved the yarn, but this shape and just calling it a shawlette really, it was just creating this block for me, really, because I'm like, the way I would wear a shawlette and the way I wear my 3 pips is not the way this wears. So I'm going to take off my microphone real quick and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Because this will be loud if I do this. Whoop. Hopefully, that probably did. Okay. Now, let me put this up here. This is not the way I would typically do this, you know that. But now when I think about it as a scarf, something I would wear under my coat, I love it. I love it. Would I wear this with a shirt? Probably not. But when I thought scarf under my coat, I have a couple coats this would look really pretty under. Love that idea. So now I'm back and I'm in love with it because these colors I loved. I did not use all of my Vivo Forte. We're just going to clip this on the outside if you don't mind. There. Let me show you how much I have left. And it's not blocked. I didn't block it. I just finished up last night and wove in the ends. It was late and I was just like, just call it a day. So here's how much I have of the unicorn sole. So I could have made this longer, but I just did not want to. And this is how much I have left of Vivo Forte. Now this is, if I remember correctly, I should know this by heart by now with Rachel's yarn. It is, 380 yards. So it's not a 480 or 400 yard skein of sock yarn. But this is how much I have left. But I striped it. So I didn't want to play yarn chicken. I don't do that. And I just wanted to put another color to contrast, but not be highly contrast. So that's what I did. I'm really glad I did. So I just kind of made up my own thing. Like down here I have 3 single stripes. You can't even see because it blends in really good down there. Then they get a little chunkier. There's 2 stripes. Then I did 1 thick stripe, and then the stripes just kept getting thicker. So that's what I did with it. So I am pleased with it now. I just needed to change my mindset for it and quit calling it a shawlette and call it a scarf because that is how I will wear it. This is in my bag from my friend Mary Claire. We did an Advent swap, which was fun. And anytime I have this bag, you guys are going to hear me gush about it because this woman wove this fabric. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And the bottom is that oil cloth, that canvas. So, and look at this coordinating fabric. Love this bag. I mean, any bag that anybody makes for me, I will love. But woven, you wove this, like for real, and I get it. I would pay $80 for this bag. No joke. I really would. And I got it as a gift. Wow. So there's that. That was my only FO I have. I do have a hoe. Half object. If you're a new knitter and you ever want to know what something means, because we do use some acronyms and some crazy terminology, send me a message. I will never call you out. I will never make fun of you. We didn't all know what these terms meant when we first started knitting. There's no shame in asking. So an FO is a finished object. A hoe is a half-finished object. And we're usually talking about socks when we do these. So that is not in that sock. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I think it's in this bag. Why did I leave them in my bag? I don't know. This is my Afterthought Everything socks. My Mrs. Brown's bag. This is the fabric that Tracy picked out. And I have this from Cat's Kettle. This is called Pansy. I know there's pansy in it. Yes, Pansy Garden. Pansy Garden. And you guys selected the green color right here for heels and toes. And I should have put this on a sock blocker, shouldn't I? Because you can't even see that. You know what we're going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to put this on my foot now. So, Afterthought Everything socks, if you guys, I'm sure you've heard of them. I've heard a lot of other podcasts doing this now. You knit a whole tube from cuff to cuff, then you cut it, and it has 2 socks. So that one whole tube is going to create 2 socks. You do Afterthought heels and Afterthought toes. I think my heel is slightly shallow. See? I don't know. I wish it was just a little bigger. I think I should have knit a few more rows on it. Just not many, because it does stretch, but I just feel like, I don't know. But I always, you know what I'm realizing too? I always feel like this when I first knit socks. Like I'm just not crazy about them. And I think it's just because even after I blocked them at first, it's almost like I had to wear them a couple times, and then my foot kind of, I don't know, molds into them, if you will. But I only have one of those. I have been a sock mess. I need to finish socks because I have a bunch of ones. I needed to do that Grocery Girl sock thing, which I think they've already finished, where you knit the second sock, you know? You have all these one socks laying around. I really need to do that. I've got quite a few laying around. But anyways, this was fun to do. I had no problem cutting that. I know some people are scared by it. Not me. Loved it. It was so much fun. It did take a long time. It did take a long time to get the needle in there. I would highly suggest using a smaller needle just to get it in there at first, to get all the stitches and pick them up. I used the Kirby Werby video online. I didn't even put waste yarn in here. I just cut it. And then she gives some measurements on the pattern, the Afterthought Everything socks. It's like a $2 pattern. So if you don't want to have to figure this out and the measurements, it's well worth the $2. So anyways, there's that. So I did mine 2 at a time. You guys have heard that before. I'll show them to you whenever they get done. But that is that for my hoe. Now, let's move on. Now I'm missing a sock. Only one foot has a sock on. That's not good. My feet are cold. There. Better. Let's talk about, all right. This is my heavenly knit, okay? My knitting nirvana resides in this bag. This is also by Mitchell's Creations. I've not used this bag yet, which I don't know why. It's gorgeous, and it fits 3 balls of yarn in here. Has this cute coordinating fabric. The stuff on the front is like, it's paisley, but it's like a birds and porcupines and bears. It's so cute. So I posted this on Instagram. I had 3 skeins of yarn. Vicky from Devixta Knits. She used to have the Sweet Leaps podcast, but now she calls it Devixta Designs. And she is Devixta everywhere. So she came up with her first shawl pattern, and it is amazing. It is amazing. I just saw Connie's from Chili Knits on her last podcast. She did one too. It's huge. Now, I highly recommend going to Vicky's podcast. She did a quick tutorial on how to wear this. It's not complicated at all. In fact, that's what she wants to show you, is how easy it is, that you can put it on without a mirror, because it's huge and it has somewhat of a unique shape, I guess, but not really crazy. But she shows you how you do it without even using a mirror, and that's what I love about it. Anyways, I was looking through for 3 skeins, and 3 jumped right out at me immediately, and they had to go together. But here's the problem. Because this is such a large shawl, I only had one of this, I don't even know what you'd call this. It's called Haze, and I am going to butcher the name of that yarn. I think I always do. But it's called, if I don't put it up on the screen, I know I wrote it down, La Machina Extanium, if I'm saying that right. Can't find the tag right now. But anyways, I'm going to throw it up here. I only had 1 skein of it, and I need 2. because it's large shawl, and this is the one it uses the most of. It's a BFL base, so it has, I am doing a mind thing, hold on. Okay, so I was looking all over for it, and I forgot I had a whole skein right behind me. BFL Silk Cashmere. So it's BFL Silk and Cashmere, 70-20-10, and it's called Haze. And I don't know if this is going to pick this up, because I don't even think I can accurately describe this. It's sort of grage, you know, like a gray and a beige. It's kind of creamy colored. Like, it's such a unique colorway. Do I have something somewhat similar that would have worked with 2 skeins? Yes, I do. I had something by Hedgehog Fibers, but this was just so perfect. There's something so unique about this colorway. And here it is. It's called Lanatinum Ex Machina. And she's in Europe. I forget where. But anyways, I posted on Instagram that I need another skein of this. She did this specifically for a kit, and I have a gorgeous blue skein that goes with it. But she wasn't selling it anymore. But she saw that on there, and that good woman said, yeah, sure, I'll dye up another skein of it and send it to you. And she did. So amazing. I'm so thankful for that. Thank you, thank you. But these are the skeins I wanted to put together. My phone is ringing. Do you hear that? Look at that. So we got that. And these are 2 Woolen vines. This is Tega, and this is Black Pearl. I love this knit, and I want it done for Rhinebeck. This should be my Rhinebeck shawl. Look at this, you guys. It is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous, and tell me these colors weren't meant to be in something together. Like, I want an office shawl because I get cold sometimes, but I want a beautiful one, and I want something that's big and cozy, and this is so soft and squishy, and I'm just, oh my gosh, you guys. This is a beautiful shawl. Yes, it's large. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's easy. It's potato chippy. You only have to know how to knit, purl, yarn over, and knit 2 together. That's it. I did mess up in this part here, and can you see it on screen? You can kind of see how there's kind of looks like there's lines going through it here, because I was off one or something, or I don't know what I did. But you know what? I wasn't going to rip back. I don't care. It's not something that's really, really noticeable. To me, it's going to be mine. There's no way I'm gifting this to anybody. It's totally mine. But I can't wait to have this. I have a feeling this was going to rival my 3 Pips shawl, because I just have that same feeling about it. I'm in love with the colors. I'm in love with the knitting of it. It's easy, but it's not all garter. There is a lot of garter too, but it's like, you know, it's a little bit of lace. Easy lace. Very easy to follow. That pattern's amazing how Vicki wrote it. She shows you when you're 50% done. It's just, there's some stitch counts in there. If you're off a little bit, it's not a big deal. I'm off by maybe 1 stitch right now, I think. It's okay. It's okay. This is a very forgiving knit. I highly recommend it, especially if you like big, warm, squishy shawls. Also, if you're looking for a great gift for somebody, I think this would be an amazing gift. I've already got thoughts in my head for another colorways for this, but I don't know. I have a feeling anytime I knit this, I'm going to keep it. So that is 1 whip. Now, that is really officially it for whips. I do want to talk about 2 things, or one more thing. And this is Rhinebeck sweater, right? You guys, I have a whole thing of yarn. I have like 3 sweaters worth of yarn that I could knit up right now, and I should, but I probably won't. I'm a little flaky right now, and I know that. I've just accepted that. For this period of time, I'm kind of flaky. But this has been on and off my needles more times than I care to admit. Like, not on and off. It's just that I put it down and I start knitting something else. But I've always wanted this, and it's called the Amande vest. And it is in Cascade Yarn Ecological Wool, and it's like it's undyed Peruvian Highland wool, 100%. So it's like a bulky yarn. I think you call it bulky or worsted, I don't know. But it would knit up fast, right? I got 2 big hanks of this, and I've started it, and it's a vest. It wouldn't take long, although, ooh, now that we're talking about this, I need to order my buttons now. I just know that, because I know exactly where I want them from. Woolly Moss. I love her wooden buttons, because I want it just like this. Maybe not exactly her buttons, but she has wooden buttons on here, and I really like that. But in the back, there's a cable detail. But when I say cable, which I've never done cables, what kind of knitter am I? Never done cables. There's a slight, real easy cable that looks like, there it is. It twists in the back. I think it's super cute. And I think it should be not too hard to get done. So that shawl and this vest, maybe a pair of socks, is what I would like to get done before Rhinebeck. That's what I'd like to do, you guys. That's what I'd like to do. So, drop a comment below in this particular podcast, in YouTube. Drop a comment below, giving me some motivation, telling me I can do it. Yes, I am hiring this out right now. I need motivation, guys. It's not like I don't want to do it. I just need to go back and read these comments for when those moments hit when I just kind of want to give up and not knit. I'm going to read these, okay? And I'm going to pick a winner for some sort of prize out of these comments. So stay tuned for that. Any comment that you put today below is going to be entered into a prize, okay? So say anything. Say something nice though, okay? Let's just do something nice. Let's just do nice. Let's do nice. I like nice. You like nice? Let's be nice. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Let's talk about one last thing. I have absolutely 0 acquisitions. Can you believe it? None. And if I'm good, I'll wait till Rhinebeck. But I can't promise you anything. I do have a lot of yarn. You know what the acquisition is going to be, hopefully the next time I podcast, is I hope I have a shelf behind me here. I need another yarn shelf. I want them cubes, and there's one at Target that I really, really want. I hope that's back there because I really need to organize this room. I know I'll feel so much better when that's done, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about needle organization, circular needles. All right, guys, here's how I do mine. I just did this not too long ago. Let me put this down here. This is not probably the fanciest way, but I didn't want something where you hang them and all. I don't like when they're hanging. It's probably good for your needles because the wires aren't getting kinky, but I just don't like the look of that. I have some of those circular needle cases that are good, but I really wanted something that's just easy to get out and look at. Not that you know how we are. It's like going to the gym. Everything's mental. Most things are a mental thing. Like whatever your thing works, that's mental, you know, like most of us have mental blocks on dieting and exercising, whatever. Sometimes knitting can be the same way, right? This is what works for me. I need something that can go in and out very, very easily, something that I can flip through quickly and make sense, and has room for several of the same size of needles. That's the other key. So I did it in a binder, and this is my first binder. I have 2. If I'm being super organized, what I would do is I would have tabs on the outside, and that'll happen one day probably, maybe, I don't know. Right now, they're just stickies, okay? So I try to actually keep the packages because I do like having them on there. That's just a really good thing to have sometimes. But this is okay, so right here I say US 1s. So US 1s, and then the length, so that's what's important about this. It has the length on here. It says 100 centimeters or 2.5 millimeters, but it's 100 centimeters is the length of the wire. That's why I like to keep the packaging, because that's just a quick reference. So I put all my US size 1s in a pocket protector, or a page protector like this. See? And then I just pull them out. But they're all in order. So I have US size 1, 2, these are still in the package because I've never used them yet. And then all US 1s are in this area. Then I go to here, US size 2. Now you gotta be careful because with the US sizes, like this is 2.75. I guess I don't have any 2.5 circular needles. But there's different millimeters. So keep that in mind. And I like to put the millimeters on here now. I didn't do that with that first one. I don't know why. Probably because I have never used it. But this says 40 inches as well. So I have the circular, US size 3, 3.25, 16 inches. But I just do this and I go in order of size. There's another one, US 4 right here that I got the package. And that's how I do them. I just put them in there, but I have room for a lot because I got a lot of US 6 needles. So when you have those circular needle holders and they, the rolls or something, or the little material ones that you make out of fabric, usually there's only one US 6 and there's only one US 5 or whatever your size if you're using millimeters. I have multiple ones. A lot. And I just like having them all in one spot. So this only goes up to, because it starts to get bulky after a while. I do have some US 10 in the back and US 13. I don't have a whole lot of big ones, but so yeah, right now all my circular needles fit in, what is this? It's a 1-inch binder. You can do 2 inches, 3 inches, but it goes right on my knitting shelf. And I got a pretty one on purpose, because I want it to look pretty too. But that's how I take care of my circular needles. I just started doing this, and with the page protector too, it's huge. Like you can, it doesn't hold them in tightly like some of the fabric ones does. It gives the wire, if you will, room to run around and play and not get all kinked up. So that's what I do for mine. You guys have asked me that in the past, so I thought I'd answer that here now. Still would love to rebrand, still have that idea on the mind. Just got to sit down and be able to do that at one point. So at this point, this is where we are. I think that's it. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for talking about knitting, and thank you ahead of time right now for anybody who pops a comment below or gives me a thumbs up and subscribes, because I know how many fabulous podcasts are out there. I do. There's a lot of them, and they are well done, and for those of you who stick with me on this, I just appreciate it. I really do. You guys are awesome and amazing, and share some new podcasts with me too, because I'm starting to look at them and, get back in. I saw a couple on Instagram that I want to check out. Feel free. I'm always looking at podcasts. Sometimes I don't ever get to watch one all the way through. Are you guys like that? But I'll listen to parts of them as I can, mostly when I'm driving. So, yeah, I feel like I'm just babbling now, because it's like, now that we're here, I just don't want to go. But I will. I think that's it. I'm going to try very, very hard not to let a long period pass. I'm going to try hard, okay? But I don't want to make any more promises that I can't keep. So we'll just leave it at that. We'll be at Rhinebeck. I did not end up going to the Stockinette Zombies retreat. We had a family crisis that came up, and a couple other things that just made that an impossibility. So that was unfortunate. We've got a little cancer in the family, which is never good, right? I hate cancer. But that's it. I hope each of you are having a fabulous summer. You're enjoying the last bits of it. We start school, not this coming week, but the following week. And that's it. Until next time, bye.